this neck of the woods, and I'd like to just say a few words for everybody who decided to come today. I'll start off with a very cliche question. Why do we work? Time out. Better question is, what is work? Let's define our terms. If we want to be technical about it, the Oxford Dictionary defines work as actively involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or a result. And though that is succinct and accurate, I disagree. That description captures the meaning but not the purpose of the word. It's like describing love as a simple chemical reaction in the brain without mentioning the feeling itself. Which brings me to my question originally. Why do we work? Some say because I like it. Some say for money. Some say it's for my family. And of course, those are all true, and I connect with those reasons. But more specifically, I work because those before me have worked far too hard to get me here just to be lazy. I owe it to them. I'm a Ross, and Rosses aren't lazy. An everlasting phrase courtesy of the Ross lineage. My lifelong labor grandfathers on both sides of the family did not put blood, sweat, and tears into their craft, not to mention military service for their children to be lazy. My father didn't work and work and work, also serving in the U.S. Army, and helping build a family just for his kids to be lazy. And my mom didn't get a college degree while nursing a child and birthing another, or get myself and my amazing brother and sister into a stable household with great schools, single-handedly working 3 jobs at a given time, just for her kids to be lazy. Though having money is nice, forget about the money for a second. At the end of the day, I don't work for the money. I work to give back for the work that was put into raising me, a child on the autism spectrum, who had a scary amount of cluelessness and an affinity for deleting hours of schoolwork on my mother's laptop in the middle of the night. It wasn't easy, so why should the rest of my life be easy? That's why I joined the Army. Now, I find that quoting presidents is rather cliche, but in the case of JFK, I find it to be a worthy exception. We don't do things because they're easy, but rather because they're hard. That's my goal. I want to do things that are hard. That makes character, an iron will. And I want to make my parents, my family, and every one of you who came here today proud. Unfortunately, as my life gets harder, the same applies to my family. My brother and sister are going to lose their Uber driver on demand, let's just say. And my mom is going to struggle to keep them at bay while working an hour away every single day. That being said, I need you too, yes you, to step up. Don't act like you have all the time in the world, because one day I thought the same thing. And then I blinked, and here I am. Days away from the hardest period of my life thus far. Love and care for Sunshine, as she loved and cared for you. And make me proud when I come back. A few thanks before we continue the festivities. I'd like to thank my father and his father for their service in the U.S. Armed Forces. I'd like to thank Pop for his service in the U.S. Armed Forces. I'd like to thank my friends for making this journey worthwhile. Thank you to my whole family for nurturing and caring for me and always being there if needed. Thank you to Gabe and Devin for teaching me the virtue of patience. Thank you, of course, to Charlotte Walsh for your incessant support and your kind, caring words that will linger in my head every waking moment during training. And thank you to my mother for, well, everything. It's an insult to just say everything, but it really is true. I breathe because of you. I've learned so much as a result of your undying motherly love and care. I've seen so much, done so much, and made it grounds to finally spread my wings because of you. Love is the one thing that will always be there, and you taught me that no matter what happens, no matter who I encounter, learn from those around you, and love those who you truly care about. And of course, thank you, everybody, every single one of you, for coming today. And thank you for making my parting with Pennsylvania a fulfilling one, and for supporting my decision. You all are in my good graces and always will be. And now that I've properly said my thanks and perhaps drawn some tears, let's celebrate while I'm still here. Have some cake.